A few things. First, it was passed by Congress, signed by the president, and found constitutional by the Supreme Court. So it's no surprise that a majority of independents said last week in a poll that they want to see the country move on, not go back to the partisan bickering over this. And I would beg to differ that it's unpopular. If you look at not just the pre-existing conditions piece, a whole host of different provisions of the bill are incredibly popular. Mandatory maternity care coverage, mandatory breast cancer coverage, keeping kids on their parents' health insurance. 17 million children now are able to get health insurance because they had a pre-existing condition before. These things are incredibly popular.
Margie, I'll give you that there are particular aspects.
We've known a lot about Mitt Romney. We've been hearing a lot from Mitt Romney for years, and he's been net unfavorable all year. Even now, as the race is tightening, he still has some struggles with likability. So I think as people have learned about him, they continue to be unsure if they like him. And in focus groups, as a pollster, I do a lot of focus groups around the country, and we often ask people things like, which candidate would you want to go to the amusement park with your kids or your grandkids? We ask questions like that, projective techniques to tap into likability. But ultimately, it's more than just that. It is about which candidate do you feel likes you and wants to fight for people like you.
I wish we had Joe Biden, instead of closed captions when Ryan talks, you had Joe Biden, interpreting everything that Paul Ryan said. I mean, it'd be great if we had, Joe Biden captions during Paul Ryan's speech during the convention. I mean, it's important to not let these candidates, get away with saying something that their own actions show they don't believe.
I don't think it becomes diminishing returns. I mean, you see consistently that the exit polls show that people not just support President Obama, but support seeing the wealthy pay a little bit more in taxes. Half of the electorate said that. An additional little bit said everybody should pay a little bit more. So a clear majority said that. Consistently, Washington Post poll showed right after the election and again now that more people would blame Republicans than the president if there is no deal. So I think Republicans need to really tread carefully. Look, I think it hurts everybody politically if we go over the fiscal cliff, but ultimately Republicans are going to pay a larger price. So it's about making sure they don't drive themselves off a middle-class cliff by digging their heels in to have lower rates, actually have lower rates for the wealthy than we have currently.
If you're a Republican candidate for office, don't talk about rape. It's going to end badly. Clearly, people have not been taking my advice.